Welcome to On the Beat, everyone. I'm Troy Thompson. Joining me today is Patrick Wooten from Richard Schwartz and Associate Injury Lawyers. And today we're talking all about what do we do? I've got a case, but now what? Welcome to the show, my friend.
So good to see you again.
Okay, I want to talk to you just to begin with, before we get into this conversation.
Yep.
What's your favourite thing about this gig?
Helping people is getting people, ultimately the recovery that they're entitled to so that they can get their life back on track.
That's the important thing, isn't it? Because you see these commercials, we can help you. My lawyer got me $400,000. And I think to myself, is that enough to help you get on with your life? Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because if you can't work for the rest of your life, you're going to be taken care of. Because that's a major stressful point in your life.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit about, I've got a case. I come to you.
Yep.
Now what?
So what
are we doing?
Yeah, absolutely. and it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
I can imagine.
Yeah. But ultimately the goal is when Troy's in a car wreck and he hires us is hopefully we're going to get it resolved without filing a lawsuit. Collect your medical bills, collect your medical records, ultimately send a demand package to the at-fault party's insurance company, and hopefully we never have to file a lawsuit. But unfortunately, there are times when we have to file a lawsuit. And that's, people see TV shows, so they think a lawsuit is this 1 hour time window.
That's LA law.
Exactly, which was a great show back in the day.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, what happens if the person that is at fault doesn't have insurance?
Then as we've talked about before is, do you have uninsured motorist coverage? And hopefully you have uninsured motorist coverage and you can use your own policy because that's a premium.
How does one know about that?
You would hopefully have a great insurance agent.
It's an add-on?
It's an add-on. In Mississippi, it's an add-on. It's not required.
I wonder if I have that. I need it because I'm a dreadful driver.
Yeah, it's really important to do it because unfortunately there in Mississippi, about 22% of drivers have no auto insurance at all.
Okay, so we've had the injury. We're now in your office. You're sending everything off and doing what needs to happen. You say it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. What do you mean by that? Is it a marathon before I have any financial assistance if needed? Is it a marathon for the whole case? Explain that.
Yeah, I think it's a marathon the whole time because you're living it. You have the stresses that we've talked about, if you're off of work, and you're not receiving a paycheck and your body's in physical pain. So you have those stresses. But it's a marathon to collect medical bills and records, especially in this COVID time frame where it takes so much longer than it used to. So,
exactly.
And ultimately then putting that package together. Because at the end of the day, we want to be able to paint the picture of exactly how did this wreck affect Troy, so that we can show that to the insurance company to get the maximum recovery under the law that you're entitled to.
And we want to really stress, because you've said this on many conversations before, that don't call the insurance people.
That's right.
If you're in a serious accident, no matter what it is, call the lawyers first.
Absolutely.
But photograph the evidence, right?
Yep.
That's super important. Should the police be photographing it for you, or you do it yourself, if you can?
Yeah. Generally, unless it is a terrible accident where someone had a loss of life, the police are not going to take any photographs.
Oh, really?
They're going to do a written report, but they're not going to create photographic evidence. So that's why it's so important, you or if you call your loved one and they come to the scene, that they take photos with their cell phone, because a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Exactly,
is very
tells
true.
the story, right? Very quickly, we're about to go. You did say before you try to go and not have to sue.
That's right.
You want to settle before. Is that always the best way to go?
It is not always the best way to go, and so that's a conversation that we have with the client and lay out the best course of action. And sometimes going through litigation is the right step to do.
Patrick, you always give great information. Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
If you want to find out more information about what you need to do once you have the accident, give Richard Schwartz and Associates Injury Lawyers a call. Mr. Patrick Wooten is in the house chatting to us all about it. Back after this short break.